Okay, configuring the outputs for the FS230 can be a little bit confusing, so let's take a look at them. For channel 1, we have a number of different things. Um, and depending on which variant that you select in terms of whether it's an FM meter or does not have approvals, some of these may be blanked out. So, for instance, on the E selection, this is for channel 1. The FS230 has a channel 1, channel 2, 3, and 4 outputs. The channel 1 output is restricted to HART or Modbus. That's basically it. Now, if I have no EX approvals selected over here, then you'll notice it blocks out HART active versus HART passive. You can select any of the remaining offerings. Now here I have selected FM approvals, and you see the offering selection has changed. Now, Modbus, it doesn't matter whether it's FM approval or no approvals, it's always available for selection. Now, here are the channels 2, 3, and 4 offerings when we have the FM selected in the tree. So you'll notice that F1 through F6 are blocked. You can't select those. That means you can select any one of the remaining ones. Or if you don't want any additional outputs, just select F00. Now, most of the time, what I select is F23, which means that the output is active. In other words, the power is sourced from the meter itself. And channels 2, 3, and 4 will be field selectable as either current, frequency, or pulse. You have to select each one individually. Now, F13 would be the passive equivalent to F23. The only difference is that it's passive, which means that you need to separately power the loop for this output to work. The reason why I usually select F23 by default is more times than not, it's easier for them, them being the customer, to allow us to power the loop rather than them having to, if I select F13, scramble to look for a power supply for them to power the loop. So by default, unless the customer on the application datasheet says otherwise, I go with F23. Now let's talk about the relays. Unlike the 1010 meter, the relays are not used for the totalizer. They're just used for status alarms, whether or not you want the meter to say, to give a pulse whenever the meter's in fault or whenever a limit has been reached, things like that. So they're really not quite as necessary as they once were on the the 1010 meter. The relays come in either single or double. The reason why you see them, channel 4 is the relay, channel 3 and 4 as two separate relays, or channel 3 as a relay, is if you only want to use channels 2 and 3 in addition to channel 1, we take away one possible output. So there is no channel 4, for instance, if you select F16. Same thing if you select F26. And that's really it. That's all there is to the relays.